Fake questions, real answers, stuff I want to talk about, but don't necessarily want to wait for you to ask me. Dear Colin, did you see yesterday? Kevin Durant brought up an old rant from you back in 2007, where you made fun of the fact that he couldn't bench 185 pounds. You said he was soft and wouldn't make it. Explain yourself. Well, yeah. Sometimes it is fun to be theatrical. The two players in the NBA that my scouts told me would be great, and I didn't listen to them, Yao Ming and Kevin Durant. I had Mike Dunleavy telling me Yao Ming's going to be a multiple-time All-Star. I'm like, he's 7'6". How many guys have I watched that are 7'3" fall apart? I was wrong. He was a multiple-time All-Star. Tom Penn, who was running the Blazers, told me Durant's going to score 25 to 30 a game for over a decade. I said he's going to fall apart physically. I tend to be somebody that gets immersed, paralyzed sometimes by body types. Porzingis, Kevin Durant, Brandon Ingram, all legs, slashers, hit the floor, get hurt a lot. I was wrong on KD. I love him as a player. I think it's fun that sometimes I'm absolutely overwhelmingly wrong. Of course, I was right on the Warriors in 6. Steph is the MVP. I told you Johnny Manziel would be a bust. So would Jamarcus Russell. Jameis Winston was overdrafted. So was Baker Mayfield and Josh Rosen. No reason to talk about those hits, though, is there? No. Dear Colin, as a member of the old media, I can tell by your gray hair, what do you make of the new media led by Draymond Green? Well, I'm actually a fan of it. I believe when I started the volume, I didn't want to age quickly. I've always said I'll probably retire in a ski town or a college town. I don't want to go to Palm Springs, golf, play bridge, and get wrinkly. Surround yourself with young ideas and young people, and you stay younger longer. I like athletes having an opinion. I think it's funny when athletes spar on social media. Yes, Kevin Durant and Aaron Rodgers are a little thin-skinned, but sometimes we're all thin-skinned. The reality with the new media is very few athletes can pull it off. Draymond Green is fascinating, outspoken, informed, and fearless. Most athletes aren't. They have brands to protect, reputations they don't want to tarnish. New doesn't mean everybody can accomplish it. I love Draymond Green, but he's one of one. He's Charles Barkley. We're not going to see 1,000 Draymond Greens across sports. He is a unique, outspoken personality, and I love that he's part of the volume. Dear Colin, are you excited about tonight's NBA draft? Well, for about 20 minutes, the first 6 or 7 picks, that's where a majority of the talent is. Years ago, they had 7 rounds in the NBA draft. Now it's 2, and you run out of players about 15 in. Listen, it's hard to sell anybody, myself included, on waiting for something great to happen. If I told you, hey, there's this movie, you're going to love it. It comes out in 4 years. You're going to forget about it. Hey, if you buy this car today, you got to drive it in 3.5 years. Be the best ride of your life. Most of you wouldn't buy it. The NBA draft doesn't give you any urgent satisfaction. Like a comedian, you tell a joke, you get a laugh. But that's not the way it works. It works that way in the NFL draft. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, immediately stars, impact, can get involved in long playoff runs. Jamar Chase helped the Bengals and Joe Burrow get to the Super Bowl. There's a payoff immediately. But in the NBA, because players only spend a year in college, Jabari Smith from Auburn, he's absolutely going to be a nice NBA player, but he's going to go to a terrible team that won't make the playoffs for probably 4 to 5 years. So unless I get my NBA package and check out those awful Orlando Magic, I won't pay much attention. The payoff for even players that make it, like Giannis, is year 4. He was an all-star. Brandon Ingram, year 4. He's an all-star level player. So even if Chet Holmgren is a hit in the NBA, he's 19, he's 7 feet and 190 pounds. I'm 6'2" and 190, and I'm viewed as thin. If you don't give people an immediate or urgent payoff, they wander. Dear Colin, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell said he doesn't have the power to get rid of Dan Snyder. What do you make of that? Well, a commissioner needs the support of other owners to get rid of an owner, like Adam Silver had collectively with Donald Sterling, who had, for a lot of reasons, zero allies among owners. Dan Snyder has a few allies. I think sometimes we forget there's about 6 great everything in the NFL. Right now, there's about 6 great quarterbacks. You know them. I know them. Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Mahomes, Josh Allen, Tom Brady, Matt Stafford. Oh, you can probably try to insert another one in there, but there's about 6. There's about 6 great coaches in the NFL. I think Andy Reid is a great coach, and Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan. I think Sean McDermott, though Josh Allen certainly helps, is a really good young football coach. Bill Belichick is a great coach. There's a couple others, but I think you get my point. There's also, in my opinion, maybe 6 to 7 great general managers. It's the same with owners. Folks, Jets, Texans, Dolphins, Lions, Bears, Washington. These are bad owners. But there's about 6 great everything in this league. Just like 5% of the top realtors sell 80 to 90% of the homes. Don't think just because a group of people are rich, all of them are brilliant. Dan Snyder's awful, but he's got enough allies for now to remain an NFL owner. Folks, there's a certain confidence that comes with being properly groomed. There's an aura, there's a vibe. We like to call this the BGE, Big Groomed Energy. And there's only one way to get BGE, Manscaped. They are now introducing it, Manscaped, the Platinum Package 4.0. This thing is great. It gives you a lot. You're going to get the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Ultra Premium Body Wash, 2-in-1 shampoo plus conditioner, the Platinum 4.0 package. It includes everything. Remember, order it today, 20% off, and free shipping. The code is always Colin at manscaped.com. Also, Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to the Platinum Package 4.0. Boxers and the Shed travel bag. Got one of those? Manscaped.com. 20% off. The code is always Colin. For BGE, Big Groomed Energy. Dear Colin, what do you make of Brooks Koepka joining the LIV Golf Tour backed by blood money of Saudi Arabia? Well, Greg Norman retweeted one of my rants this week on FS1. So, yes, I feel a little validated. I've had 4 or 5 people, including employees at Fox, who love golf and worked in golf, reach out and say they agree with me. That feels nice, but everybody is morally flexible, right? Would you take $150 million if it was offered? I'm saying you would, and you'd validate or rationalize the reasons why. Our government rationalizes business with Saudi Arabia because in a hostile territory in the world, they're good trading partners. And in that part of the world, we need them. So we rationalize our relationship. Do you know the #1 voting group for Donald Trump, who's had over 400 litigations in his career and multiple sexual harassment allegations? The #1 voting group was evangelical Christians who rationalized voting for Donald Trump. A grifter, a con, the sleaziest president of all of our lives. That's the way we work. Hollywood is outraged how Elon Musk spends his money buying Twitter. How about you make it before you lecture others on how to spend it? I, in my entire life, have watched people be morally flexible when people offer them opportunities and game-changing money. Could you turn down, as we head into a recession, and your 401k and stock holdings plummet? Could you turn down $150 million for your family? I'm going to say no, you can't. Sometimes, folks, we all do things for money. Tom Hanks is a great American actor, one of the best of my life. He acknowledges he did those 3 Da Vinci Code movies for the commerce. George Clooney was Batman for the paycheck. Sometimes, believe it or not, just doing something for the money is okay. I would too struggle to join the LIV Tour. It doesn't feel right to me. But after 6 or 7 other elite golfers do, maybe I'll feel differently. If our government is morally flexible, can a guy that hits a 4-iron be? Dear Colin, why do you think fans have such a hard time admitting the truth even when data proves they're wrong? Well, usually it's because it makes them feel good. There was a recent study by Northwestern University that Americans spend $50 billion a year on multivitamins, and they don't work at all. And you know they don't work, because all of our parents told us decades ago, multivitamins are just expensive pee. That's what my dad told me, and your dad probably told you. But they make us feel good. The commercials are interesting, and we want to be healthy, and we know we don't work out as much, or eat as well as we probably should. So the industry will overcome this study. Dan Gilbert owns the Cavs. He's a brilliant businessman in the mortgage industry, one of the leaders. When LeBron left him, he wrote a letter. He said, LeBron will regret it, and we're going to be way better without him. And LeBron will never understand how loved he was in Cleveland, and he'll never duplicate that success. LeBron went on to 4 straight finals in the NBA, and he won 2 of them. The Cavs became the worst team in the league, stockpiling more lottery picks. Dan Gilbert knew you couldn't replace LeBron James. But it made him feel good to write that letter. I ran into an Oklahoma football fan a couple of days ago. He assured me Brent Venables was going to be better than Lincoln Riley, and I assured him that less than 50% of coordinators who get head coaching jobs, and that includes schools like USC, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, Ohio State, Michigan, Florida, over 50% fail. And there's no chance that Lincoln Riley will fail because he won 11 games at Oklahoma. The Pac-12's even a worse conference, and USC easily has the best brand, the best quarterback, and the most recruiting momentum. But it made him feel good to believe that, and that's okay. So you root for the Sooners, you root against LeBron, and you take those multivitamins. They don't work, but I understand why people take them.